Long voyage. There will be no reconciliation. I have never shied away from violence. Dear Kelsey, glad to receive your letter. Hope you and everyone in Babel are well. A couple of months ago, I rescued a girl by the name of Amia from a convoy that had met with misfortune. The accident killed her parents and afflicted her with neuropathy. The locals deal with orphan neuropathy patients by putting them in a car and driving them into the wastes. I had no choice but to take her with me. We have become fellow travelers by chance. You can't imagine my panic and helplessness as I took care of her. Fortunately, a woman who goes by the name of Savage has joined our little band, which has helped take some of the burden off of me. Savage? Really? I guess she was here from the beginning if you think about it, right? A shadow leaps out of the dunes in the moonlight. Approaches cautiously. Threatening roar. Hey, go away! Don't come any closer! Rubs claws excitedly. Moves head in confusion. You seem to have made them even more excited, Amia. Don't worry, Doctor. I can deal with this. Mom and Dad taught me how to chase the sand beasts away. All you need to do is imitate the sound of their natural enemies. Chirp chirp. Pauses in confusion. Wait, that wasn't right. Was it chip chip? Tilts head in confusion. Still not right. What was it again? Oh. Cuckoo? TikTok? Swings tail in confusion. That's not right either. It's okay, Amia. I'll take care of this. The doctor makes a ring with thumb and index finger and whistles, producing a strange sound. Stands up startled. Looks around uneasily. Quickly digs a hole. Slowly follows. Wow, Doctor. That was just like the real thing. Let me try. Amia presses her tiny hand against her lips, but used too much force, and only gets a sound out after going all red and puffy in the face. The pair of whistles echo across the waste, sending the sand beast scurrying on the ground. A child's laughter replaces the whistles. Then the laughter fades away to silence, and a soft little sigh. Come here, Amia. Why the sullen look? The sand beast ran off. I could never remember. Even after Mom and Dad taught me so many times. And I couldn't protect you. Even though I said I would. Your hand's still wounded. It hasn't fully healed. Don't worry. It doesn't hurt. Anyway, don't you remember? It was you who taught me how to make that sound. I did? You see? Like I told you. Your brain slows down and you start to forget things if you don't sleep. I don't want to sleep. I'm scared that I'll dream of those things. But you told me you dream of your parents too. We have some time before our ride gets here. Have a sleep. Can I come closer? When I wake up, the first thing I want to see is you. Of course. Why don't I tell you a few stories while we wait for Savage? A long time ago, there was a really smart scientist. Her home was in danger, and she made a difficult choice to protect it and the people around her. Just like that? I didn't even get started. Doctor, I found a vehicle. We'll be able to make it to the next... Shh. She's sleeping. Dear Kelsey, I was glad to find signs of life wherever I went. This should be an unfamiliar world, yet there are times when it feels incredibly familiar. I recall the legends that had fascinated me in the past, never failing to capture my imagination despite their age. The ancient machines that had rumbled in the mines and dust once again roamed this land. Stories can become reality, and the reality we can see become stories. You can come over, Amiya. No need to keep poking your head out from there. Are you drawing, Doctor? Am I interrupting? Of course not. Take a look. Is it good? It's the mining truck we just drove together. I've been drawing lots of our experiences. Have you driven a mining truck before? Even the old miners can't go as fast as you did. I've seen many amazing vehicles before. Like Originum slug eggs, but much larger. Once, I drove one of them. I went straight through the bridge between stars. The bridge between stars? It's always dark at night, so it must have been really dark. Was it dangerous? No. Guides stand by the bridge, borrowing glowing clouds from old stars and making round mirrors out of them. Follow the path the mirrors show, and we can see the spires fading in and out of the clouds, and the crown of flowers worn by the stars on the other side of the bridge. When we descend on the crown, you'll find that it belongs to good children like you. It's a really, really big playground. A playground? I've read about them in stories. There are lots of children there. You want to play with other children? No, I just want to play with you, Doctor. You'll make more friends as you grow up. As I grow up. What's the most amazing vehicle you've ever driven? The most amazing? Well, I spent a very long time with it. Very long indeed. Was there anyone else with you? In the beginning? Yes. In the end, though, I was alone. But it's alright. I was sleeping. I slept for a very long time. Take me with you next time. That way, I can keep you company, and you won't have to sleep all day. Why are you laughing, Doctor? That's a big promise to make. Are you sure? You'll have your own journey, your vision, your future. Are you sure you want to be with me? But they all say that there's no future for people with rocks on them. Oh, yikes. So, I'll always be with you. We'll have a future, Amiya. How's Amiya doing? Still not great? Still a bit of fever. Maybe neuropathy complications from all the excitement. Hard to find neuropathy meds around these parts. She acts like it's nothing during the day, but keeps having nightmares. Poor girl. Every survivor of that accident was infected. No exceptions. How long does it take for neuropathy to progress in a child her age? It's different for everyone. Some disintegrate the day after developing acute symptoms. Some suffer for more than a decade of misery. But the end is always the same. Neuropathy. Is there anyone in the world who can cure it? The world? Oh, you mean Terra Al Great Land? Man, you sound like one of those old scholars. I didn't know you had a sense of humor. Wait, you're serious? I'm afraid not. It's impossible. I need it to be possible. People couldn't imagine the nomadic cities a few centuries ago, could they? I'll find a way. Before her symptoms deteriorate. It may be hard, but that doesn't mean it's impossible. Say it to Rimbilly, and they'll think you're making fun of them. You never fail to surprise me, but I just can't help but believe in you. Is that the charm of being smart? Come on, Charlotte. I meant you. Never mind. What? Oh, I meant... Can't you tell? There's something about you. Something that lets everyone know you're different from us. Amiya senses it. Children are more sensitive than we know. Is it that obvious? She's strong. She doesn't show her sadness in front of you. She wants you to see joy. She doesn't want to be a burden to you. She's trying to take care of you. You became the only pillar in her life the day you saved it. But she knows you were never supposed to cross paths. She's afraid that you'll abandon her too. Don't worry. I won't leave her. Now that's the spirit. I knew you would say that. Dear Kelsey, I thought I would never be more than a passing visitor in this place. One history would never remember. This intentional isolation made me forget reality. I am here, on Terra, this great land. I don't know what made me feel it, but the warmth of life coming from a child's palm stings my heart and makes it burn. This is jerky and fruit, left here on purpose. They know I'm here. Always inscrutable. Dear Kelsey, I'm planning to take Amiya back to Babel. Savage has done her best to find medicine for Amiya, but my ability to treat Amiya's oropathy is limited under present conditions. I know that Amiya isn't special. By any objective standard. I know that Babel faces a crisis no less complicated. But I've decided to bring her back. I met many people along the way. I fretted over money at times, benefited from people's generosity at others. I've seen new things, even some that surprised me for the first time in a long while. The convoy that we were traveling was broke down. We found a herder to guide us through the wilderness of Rimbilliton on the backs of burden beasts, to the rumbling of drills and engines. Licks docilely. Good boy. Good boy. Are we really not going to Yan, Doctor? We're going somewhere else. To cure your sickness. But there's no cure for oropathy. There's no such thing as an impossible puzzle, Amiya. There's a place called Babel, where people I trust are working hard to fight this disease. Let's work with them. Will I have to spend a long time there? Sometime at least. But don't worry. There'll be a lot of people with you, caring for you. I'll be there too. Doctor, do we really have to go? Lots of sick kids went away to get treated, but no one ever came back. Oropathy doesn't hurt at all. I promise I'll be good, Doctor. Right, Savage? Yes. Amiya has always been a good girl. Are you sure you don't want to rethink this, Doctor? Billy's deal with Originum every day. We know what oropathy can do. Stay here in Rimbilliton, and at least we can give her a home. Maybe that's more important than the cold walls of a laboratory. A home. You have a point. But I can't just stand by and watch Originum hurt her. I have an obligation. Amiya, I promise you, I'll do my best to cure you, no matter what happens. Doctor? Savage does have a point though. And Babel is in a place that's not entirely safe. You can stay with Savage if you don't want to leave Rimbilliton. Sorry to force this decision on you at such a young age. But you're a strong girl, and we'll respect your choice. The doctor's right, Amiya. No need to knee-jerk an answer. Think carefully about it. I trust you, Doctor. I want to have a future. I want to grow up, read books with you, travel with Savage. It's just that I'm a little scared. Thank you, Amiya. The doctor pats Amiya's head, then picks her up and climbs onto the burdened beast. They've hardly sat down when the ground begins to shake, stirring up clouds of dust. Growls in alarm. What's going on? Underneath our feet. Must be a deep digger. It's spooking the burning beast. Watch out. Panic cry. Stay, boy. Stay. Whoa. Whoa. Hang in there, Doctor. Doctor! The burning beast rears up on its hind legs, gives a loud cry, then charges forward. The rest of the pack follows. Oh boy. They run towards a shallow shoal, splashing water everywhere. It is all the doctor can do to grab the fur on the back of the burning beast and hang on for dear life. Amiya's eyes are wide open in the chaos. With one hand on the burning beast, she stretches out the other towards the doctor. Grab my hand, Doctor! Angry roar accelerates. I have to get them to... Whoa! Hang on, it's speeding up. I'm trying... Hang in there, Doctor. I'm coming. Hurry! Whoa! In the end, I was thrown from the back of the burning beast into the water. My hindquarters and back burned with pain. I gagged on the water rushing into my nose. But it almost made me feel like I was truly living on this land after spending almost half a year traveling across it. I heard the sound of my life surging. Summer, 1091. Cosdell. No more messenger stations from here on. Villages become sparse, and bandits become frequent. I'm afraid we have to part ways here, Savage. Why? The region ahead is in turmoil. You'll be in danger. If the mercenaries spot you, you and Amiya will be in danger too, won't you? I'll be fine. I've come this far. I'll see your journey through to the end. Charlotte? Thank you. The Kal'tsit's ears quiver at the mention of her real name. She glances at the doctor. A few months is neither long nor short. True. It comprised only of a tiny part of their lifetime. But it was also a span of a few hundred days, filled with countless unforgettable experiences. Under the setting sun, before the sand beasts, before the eaves, upon this land. She had enjoyed the journey, even if she never fully understood her quiet companion, and the many strange and curious ideas that companion had. The Kal'tsit, who goes by the name of Savage, sighs. What can she do? She is not as smart as the doctor. Will you come and visit, Savage? Of course. The doctor said Babel's new base is being worked on by Billy engineers, right? Maybe we'll see each other again soon. Then, I'll be waiting for you, Savage. Good girl, Amiya. Now, though, I need to figure out how to take you and the Doctor through the wilderness. You and Amiya stay here and rest for a while, Doctor. I'll see if the transport hub ahead has any good vehicles for hire. Doctor. Whoa! Do we have time to say goodbye? The longer we stay here, the more dangerous it gets. The Kal'tsit girl seems rather determined. It's better for you both to part ways here. I suppose you're right. We won't wait for Savage? Sometimes, Amiya, we have to do bad things for good reasons. We don't want Savage to be in danger, do we? But she doesn't want to leave you. It's rude to leave without saying goodbye. But that way, Savage won't face danger. I promise. We'll get to see her again. Can I leave a note for Savage? She'll be worried if she comes back to find us gone. Good thinking. Go ahead and write one. Okay. Her Highness wants to meet you. Alone. Are things not going well? How's Kelsey? Now is not the time. We will leave at once. The girl has written her note. Alright. Can we trouble you with the note? Certainly. I'll leave it where she is sure to see it. Damn, we just left her behind. You think Savage has a crush on Doctor? Autumn, 1091. Rhodes Island of Babel, Kazdel. How's progress, Closer? The last thing I need is another core system control failure. Well, since you had to bring it up, I might have run into a little problem. Even with the tricks he taught me, the encryption methods used by many of PRTS's programs are almost incomprehensible to a normal brain, and my decoder isn't fully compatible yet. We may not be able to shut the system down before the Doctor arrives on the ship. Try again. If you're not confident about getting it done, then we'll go to the contingency plan, cutting off power to the entire ship. Leave it to me. Sounds like you're still keeping a lot of secrets, though. I've never seen anyone make you so nervous. That's not important. What's important is making sure nothing happens to the ship. Escalon's report says that the Doctor looks like an ordinary person. Pretty decent one, too. Who picked up stray little Kal'tsit and carried her all across the land. Do we really have to be so on edge? It's not the Doctor that I fear. Then what is it? You don't need to know yet. Wipe the Doctor's boarding records. This is for the safety of both the Doctor and Babel. The others don't need to know that the Doctor exists until the Doctor and Teresa have reached the conclusion. Alright, I'll work at it. But I wonder why you seem to care a lot about this Doctor at the same time that you're so on guard over the whole thing. I got it! The Doctor must have dirt on you! Don't bother, you won't find it. Come on, why so serious? What about the girl? Same conclusion, no change. I cross-checked all relevant Rim Bulletin records and had scout check with the informants inside the military commission. Amiya's background comes through clean. Her parents were killed when the convoy transporting the laser mining module got attacked. The attack itself was purely coincidental. No one knew they were transporting Sarkos-related cargo, and the military commission wasn't involved. She must have gotten infected in the mess. Not for the Doctor, she'd be spending the rest of her life suffering in Rim Bulletin. I'll handle the girl's examination and treatment when she's on board. You're still concerned about her? Yes, I am. She's too young and she hasn't had the proper treatment since contracting oropathy. Oh, that kind of concerned. I don't want the doctor's kindness to be the reason for delaying her treatment. Plus, Teresa would call her a gentle child who has the right to choose her future. Amiya. Amiya. Let me sleep. Where are we? Doctor? Doctor? The doctor's here. Wake up, sleepyhead. You're almost home. Home? In her half-awake state, Amiya feels a warm fingertip brush her cheek. That tickles. Don't do that. Whoa. Who are you? I'm Teresa. Teresa. The doctor talked about you. Oh? What did the doctor say? I don't remember. I was having a great carrot cake at the time, though. Teresa should smell nice. Be really warm and sweet. What about now? Is she as you imagined her? Yeah. Smells good. Warm and sweet. Doesn't smell like carrots, though. Not fully awake, I see. Will you come home with us, Amiya? Home? Yeah, okay. Outside Rhodes Island of Babel, Kazel. The tiny Kal'tsit sleeps soundly in Teresa's arms, leaning against her neck. Is that supposed to be leaning? I feel like it's supposed to be leaning. She pats Amiya on the back and turns towards the doctor, who is clearly tired. Thank you, Teresa. I didn't expect you to come pick us up personally. Looks like you're not quite all-knowing, Doctor. You have much to learn when it comes to child care, at least. Sure enough. You look different from when you left, Doctor. How was the journey? I saw a lot and learned a lot. There are plenty of interesting things on this great land. I also met Amiya. It was a miracle I was able to save her. Amiya. She's even cuter than your letter said. Poor girl. But fortunate in some ways. Her condition is getting worse. I needed to bring her in for treatment. How was Babel been? In the time that I was away? Not quite smooth sailing. We have a lot to deal with, but not everything needs to be handled right away. You must be tired after your journey. Get some rest. Thank you, Teresa. Amiya, we're home. Doctor? Did I fall asleep? Oh, Amiya? You're awake. Why don't you come down? Teresa will get tired if she has to keep holding you. Amiya nods and jumps down from Teresa's arms. Will you hold my hand, Amiya? Doctor? It's alright. Teresa's my friend. You can trust her. You'll be spending a lot of time with her from now on. Okay. Is this Babel? Yes. It's so big. Even bigger than those mining plates. So this is where you used to live? I spent a long time here. A very long time. Is this your home? Yes, Amiya. This is the doctor's home. Right, Doctor? Yes. It's your home now, too. Will you let us help the doctor take care of you? Alright. I'll go wherever the doctor goes. They step onto the elevator, and the Babel logo appears before their eyes. The heavy door opens to welcome them in. Sensing Amiya's unease, Teresa puts a hand on her shoulder. What's behind the door? People waiting to welcome you and the doctor. Are you sure about taking me and the girl in, Teresa? Why shouldn't I be? I'm glad to have more people calling Babel their home. Many here don't know you though, so I'm sure you'll be busy for the next few days. How should I present myself? Good question. You should talk to Kal'tsit first. She's been waiting for you. Tell her your concerns, your questions, and the secrets in your heart. She'd be very sad if you didn't. You could have... If you really want the King of Sarkos to reveal the thoughts that you're loath to tell, I will. But I can still feel you're still wavering. Let's go, Amiya. Doctor. We'll go to her. Amiya. You're Amiya, aren't you? Yes. Kal'tsit crouches down and gives the girl a candy. Thank you for protecting the doctor throughout your journey, Amiya. Thank you, Dr. Kal'tsit. Will you fetch Teresa? We need to do some checks on you. Will they hurt? A little, but the doctor's letters called you a brave girl. Will the doctor be with me? Of course. The doctor has some things to do first, though. It's alright, Amiya. Just wait for me here in the ward, and I'll be back very soon. Okay. You'll need to do a full checkup later too, Doctor. Alright? Doctor. Yes? Do you plan on leaving again? No. I think I've traveled enough. If you've made up your mind, I respect your decision. If nothing else, you're concerned about Amiya's health, even though she was a complete stranger to you. There is no fundamental difference between these new lives and us. I'm glad. Glad that you chose hope in the end. Welcome back, Dr. Rain. How is Amiya? Blood originum levels are high. Currently, available inhibitors are not sufficient to stabilize her condition. We need to develop new drugs. I need time and resources. Babels are yours to use, Doctor. We're happy to share our research on neuropathy with you. What can I help you and Kal'tsit with in exchange? This is not a transaction. It is one of the core missions of Babel, to do everything in our power to help everyone suffering from neuropathy. Since the day that Kal'tsit woke you up, I was convinced that you would help with all of this. Just as you helped Amiya. Thank you. Now, perhaps, I have a chance to ask you this question, Doctor. How do you view this land, Terra? I don't think it's my place to judge. There's no such thing as superior or inferior civilizations. It took a long and hard journey for Terra to evolve to where it is today. Add to that the sick joke that Originum has played on live. You said that Originum did not develop the way you expected. It wasn't supposed to bring such suffering. Amiya mumbles in her dream. I sense that you are keeping secrets, but there's nothing false about the sorrow coming from deep within your heart. The sorrow that I can't understand. I want to fix this mistake, but I'm powerless to do so. At the end of the day, civilizations largely progress in similar ways. It all comes to an inevitable endpoint, however bright its light shines at its peak. But Kal'tsit said that you didn't give up hope, even in your final days. I had many friends, even in those last days, who faced difficulties far greater than you can imagine, with courage and hope that is every bit your equal. But they failed and faded away, without exception. We haven't known each other that long, Teresa. I want to know, why do you do all this? What is the end that Babel seeks in compromising with the military commission? There's something I want to show you, Doctor. We had to ask you about Originum sooner or later. That's why Kal'tsit woke you up. Please, come and see the results of my brief time at work. We're almost there. This place is barren, even by the standards of a catastrophe-heavy region. But Closure has spent some time and effort to maintain this dangerous little trail. A forked trail in the midst of original formations. You're not keeping any fewer secrets than I am, Teresa. A king of Sarkaz has to have a few secrets, right? Don't tell anyone what you see here. A long trek through the Originum-filled wastelands leads to a small garden. In the heart of a catastrophe, amidst the ruins, on a nameless plain that neither night nor the stars can find. Tiny white specks mark this little sanctuary, isolated from the rest of the world and the wild lands around it. Even the winds seem softer here. It is a forgotten greenhouse that harkens back to the time, in the ancient past, when the land was still pure and untainted. Like when man stole fire from up above and lit up a corner of the night sky. Teresa picks up a white flower. This place represents the cutting edge of Babel's and my research into Originum. Flowers? No. Originum. I'm sure you understand it's not Originum arts that made these flowers bloom. The information inherent in Originum, the reversal of the assimilated universe. You've already come this far? When did... No race understands Originum better than the Sarkaz. Still, what we know is merely the tip of the iceberg compared to the entirety of Originum. Even with Kal'tsit helping us understand the nature of Originum, the furthest we have gone is transforming a palm-sized piece of active Originum into this garden. Hope. This little flower is my small contribution. I need your help, Doctor. I want to see the day when flowers cover the cliffs and valleys of Kazdel and awe the lands beyond. It's a future worth taking risks for. You've seen how Kazdel has been mired in war for its entire history, Doctor. Right now, at least, I want to use the power of Originum to create a home for Kazdel where people can live in peace, safe from war and invasion. In the more distant future, if we're able to fully harness it, we'll be able to change the entire face of Terra. If catastrophes don't bring rain of Originum, but soft, fluffy clouds. If the infected no longer suffer the pain of rocks growing out of them. I don't suppose that there's anyone who would have such an absurd dream. You're different from other Sarkaz, Teresa. Flowers that covered entire land. What a picture of life that would be. Doctor? Why? Why this flower? Oh, there's no particular reason. I just happened to come across it outside the valley when I was looking for a good place for my experiments. A pure coincidence. Kal'tsit said it had a name. Snow in summer, but it's adapted to change changes over the years. Perhaps we could give it a new name. What do you think, Doctor? A new path is opening up. A path to self-destruction. Can you hear me, Teresa? I'm listening. I was giving the doctor a tour of our urgent news from Cosdell. It concerns Victoria. Oh. Oh no.